Hello everybody and welcome to my Flosstube. My name is Kate. This is my channel Stitchy Kate and I have lots to share with you today. I have a finish, I have a new start, I have progress on 6 WIPs, I have some haul, I have a chatelaine, haul, and I have a giveaway to thank you all for watching, subscribing, commenting, all the stuff that you've been doing. It means the world to me. Thank you so much, and let's get started. So we'll start with my finish. This was a new start in my last video, so it is basically a start and finish. This is Have a Cozy Holiday from 3 Tiny Owls. It was in one of the cross-stitching magazines last month. I'll put it in the description box. I can't believe I can't remember again. I think it was just cross-stitch, November 2023. But it's done. This is on 32 count Belfast linen by Zweigart, and it's so cute. I had to stub out the darker of the blue in the scarf here because I didn't have it and I didn't want to go buy the one that was called for, but I think it's fine. And I just love that border with the little red berries. Yeah, I love this guy. I think I'm just gonna finish it in like a bamboo, one of those regular old hoops, because it's a circle, it'll fit nicely. And maybe I'll put like some little greenery. Oh, what do they call those? Picks, I think. I'll get like a little pick and I'll put it so that it covers the screw part of the hoop. So maybe I'll have that to show for my next video. We'll see. Then I have a new start. This is from the Filipina Fibrelicious Yummy Fibers Stitch Along. I signed up for the sale, but I didn't start the spring or the summer ones because they came out in September and I didn't feel like stitching spring or summer. But then the autumn one came out and I was like, yeah, I'll stitch that. I'll stitch that in November. This is on 28 count Jade Lugana, picture this plus. And I decided to include percents this time. Some of these are from Pattern Keeper, so they're accurate, and some of these are just my best guess. So I think she's at about 5%. This is not a very big picture, and it's not a very big piece of fabric, but yeah, she's gonna be really pretty. So that is the autumn mermaid. Oh, and I guess I should mention, in the design, they all go on the same piece of fabric and they have a border, but I'm not going to do them together. I'm going to do them all separately, and I don't think I'm going to do the border. Next, so this one is Mouse in Love from RTO. It's a kit that I got, and here's what it looked like last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. I did a bunch of work in this apple. Wow. Like on the camera, there's a lot of dimension to it. There's so many different colors in the shading, and yeah. This one I figure is, I think about 70% done. There's just the rest of this apple, the stem, and then some shading along the bottom here. And yeah, I'm excited to finish this one. I'll probably keep this one out because it feels like a nice wintry autumn kind of stitch. And right now it still looks a little autumny. There's a lot of frost this morning, but all the snow melted. So it's still fall. It's still fall as long as there's no snow. This one is called Seafarer's Globe by Diaz. And I am putting this one away for the year. But here's what it will look like when it's done. And here's what it looked like last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. Oh, there's a fuzzy. Let me get the fuzzy off 1 second. Okay. Here's what it looks like now. So I started putting some lines in and the mermaid tail down here. This one, I do have it in Pattern Keeper, and I think it's at about 38%. And right here, so this is like a continent. It's part of a continent anyways. But in my mind, every time I look at it, it looks like his hand to me. And like he's reaching his hand like under the edge of the globe and like playing Yahtzee, throwing dice at the earth or something. It looks like his hand to me, like a little hand. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to be putting this one away until the spring probably. Oh, and I wanted to mention too, a couple of people have mentioned that they really like this and that they've bought the pattern. Be careful because up here there's two browns, like a gold and then a darker brown that use the exact same symbol. And the darker of the two is in here and I messed it up. I didn't notice that it was the different of the two for that symbol. And I just did the light one. And I'm not going to pick it out because I already backstitched it and it just sounds like a nightmare and it's like 6 stitches. But watch out for that if you get this one. There's 2 colors that use the same symbol. And if you have it in Pattern Keeper, you're probably not going to notice like me. This next one is September Sapphire Fairy from Mirabilia. And I had a lot more progress done on this one, but I had to pick it out because I messed up repeatedly. I kept messing up the day I was working on this, and then I was like, I'm done with you for now. This is what it looked like. Here's what it will look like when it's done. Here's what it will look like when it's done. Here's what it looked like. Here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. So I started on her neck. That wing is pretty much done except for the beads. And I started on her neck. I don't know if you can tell like where the difference in the fabric is. I had all this stitched in, but it was like 3 stitches off and I decided to pick it all out because it was pretty important. It was her collar, and her collar didn't match up with her neck, and I was like, oh jeez. And I had already had to pick out like so much. I don't normally make mistakes like that, and not repeatedly, but I was on a roll this day, and so I set her aside, but she'll come back out soon because I want to have it done before my daughter's birthday in March. So that is September Sapphire Fairy. Next, I have Village Inn, which I am going to have done by Christmas, I think. Here is what it will look like when it's done. As I've mentioned before, I really like these buttons and beads kits. I've decided to do it on 16 count antique white Aida instead of the perforated paper. And here's where it's at. Everything from about here up is totally done. And then I have a lot of stitching, but I'm working the beads in, and so. And like I mentioned before, I wish I'd done it on a darker Aida because the snow, all the little white stitches in the top there, really blend into this Aida. But live and learn. So that is Village Inn. And I think that it is at about, I do have this one in Pattern Keeper and it says it's at 52%. Next up, I have Witch and Frog from Cute Patterns by Berea. here's what it will look like when it's done. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. I filled in all these leaves and then I started working up here. I got some of the purple in here. Her skirt, this is the edge of her skirt. So her skirt is nearly done and then I'll start working in here. And I also added some more to the ferns over there. This is 28 count Laurel Green Lugana from Zweigart. And according to Pattern Keeper, this is 36% done. There's this one. This is called Laurel Green, but it is like a light mustard beige, I would say. And then Zweigart has another Lugana that they call Springfield Green, but it is gray. So Zweigart uses that green word pretty fast and loose, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe there's something I don't know about it. Next up I have Esmeralda by Bella Filipina Designs. Here's what it will look like when it's done. She's really pretty. Oh, there it is. 32 count Mercedes Lugana. I was trying to figure out what this Lugana was, but anyways. So 32 count Mercedes Lugana. That's Esmeralda. Here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. I've started filling in the seashell over here. And this is the 32 count Lugana Mercedes. This is a really nice mottled blue, and as far as I can tell, it's showing up really true to color on the screen. Yeah, this is going to be gorgeous. I'm definitely keeping this one out. I've actually really been enjoying working in this seashell. The last time I put it down, I was so over the seashell, and now I'm really enjoying it. The way this designer uses color, there's so many different shades, and the way they come together is just, it's awesome. It is awesome. So there is Esmeralda. And then the last project that I have, my mom said I needed to hurry up and do it because I told her she wasn't allowed to show my dad that I started a Flosstube, because I have a gift for him that I've been stitching called Riverbank Train Station by Dimension. That's what it will look like when it's done. Here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. I've started working on this porch over here. And this is another one where I had like the perfect size fabric and then I accidentally started it sideways. And now I'm gonna have like absolutely no margins on either side. I think I have a little, like, it's gonna be about the same kind of margin on the other side, but that's okay. I don't make that mistake anymore. I'll put the fabric on my Q-snap and then I'll not believe myself and I'll take it off and put it back on, and then after the third time I finally believe that I probably have it on there the right way. So I'm done making this mistake. But there's Riverbank Train Station, and it's really coming together. Like, yeah. And then I was talking about how over here I'm going to put beads instead of the French knots that are called for in the pattern. See all the yellow French knots? And I'm going to go grab the beads so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here are the delicate beads that I'm going to use instead of those French knots. I've got brown orange. How am I going to hold these? Okay. I've got brown, this kind of, there. That's kind of a good indication. There's brown, this kind of golden orange, mustard yellow, and burnt orange. And I'm going to use those and I'm going to put them on those trees with invisible thread instead of doing the French knots. And I think it's going to add a lot. My plan is to soft finish it since I left myself such small margins, but I'm going to kind of quilt it around the edges and then make it into a wall hanging, like a quilted wall hanging. That's the plan anyways, so the beads shouldn't be a problem. And that is Riverbank train station. So next up I have a little bit of haul. I did a small 1, 2, 3 stitch order and I picked up the Krynics for Earth Goddess by Joan Elliott. So I'll be able to finish all the back stitching on that. I got the beads for the leaf collector. I got the beads that I could get. There was several that seemed to have been discontinued. And for a small pattern, I think it calls for like 10 beads. And it's just a Nora Corbett, but yeah, I got so many beads. Pretty purple and greens. And I figure that the ones that I couldn't get, which seem to be small beads like Delicas, that I'll just take something out of my bead stash and use it. I got this because I can't resist. This is Village Physician, and I also have Village Barber. So I'm going to start either this one or the Barber after I finish the Village Inn. But I am going to start it on, I'm probably not going to use Aida. I'm going to use maybe like a raw natural linen. Actually, that would probably be really, yeah, that'd be really, really nice. I have these 2 Gloriana silks, which are for the chatelaine. I'll put a picture in of the chatelaine that I'm going to be purchasing. Speaking of which, chatelaine November 24th through the 27th is having their 20% off Black Friday sale. So if you've been thinking about purchasing a chatelaine, that's definitely the time to do it. The rest of the supplies for the pattern that I'm getting, I ordered from European Cross Stitch at the beginning of November, and I'm not sure when it's going to get here. It hasn't shipped yet. It can take them 4 to 6 weeks to ship. But I have these Glorianas and I'll have all the DMC so I can start it when I want to. And the last piece of haul I started seeing this around Market. It's called Spring Underwood by Filigram, and I just really, really liked it. And since I didn't have that much, I had to get something else to make it worth the shipping from 1, 2, 3 Stitch, and this is what I picked. I'll take it out so you can get a better look. This is such a neat pattern. I like all the small details, and I'm gonna enjoy starting that. I'll probably end up starting it here soon, but I kind of want to wait until spring because it's called Spring Underwood, and that's definitely what it makes me think of. I love birch trees. I think there are not enough patterns with stitched birch trees. Maybe they're not birch. I like the trees with the peely white bark around the edges. They are my favorite. Okay, and now it is giveaway time. I have 2 items I'm going to give away. This one is Shepherd's Bush. It's a kit. Comes with all the kit stuff, and it's called Plaid Heart. It's just a heart, and there's some writing around the edges. So if you are interested in winning this one, put the word plaid in your comment. And then I'm also going to do this Tropical Santa from Mill Hill. And if you are interested in winning this one, then put tropical in your comments. And I will ship anywhere in the United States or Canada for these giveaways. Maybe next time I'll look, I don't know how shipping overseas, how much it costs or anything like that. Next time I'll look, and if it's not cost prohibitive, I will do that next time. But for this time, just because I know, I'm going to say Canada and the US only for those giveaways. My plan going forward is to record a Flosstube every other Tuesday, so that's probably when you'll see me, and that's not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, so the first Tuesday in December probably, is when I'm going to announce the winners of these 2 giveaways, and it'll also be my next video, and then going forward, I'll be recording every other Tuesday, so that's when you can expect to see some progress from me, and I think that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Some people had asked, and she didn't make an appearance today, so I had to go find her. But this is Frank. This is Frank. She's a good cat. She doesn't want to be on camera today. But yes, she's a good cat. She actually caught her very first mouse on Saturday. I had never seen a mouse in this house before until I saw her playing with it. But yes, she's a good cat. Aren't you, Frank? He's kitty. She doesn't want to talk today, but there's Frank.